Persist. Keep on going. Keep believing in yourself. Keep pushing. Success is so close that you can taste it. Don't turn back to what's familiar because you're on the cusp of something unknown and somewhere that you have never been. In actuality, this is a great sign because you are craving somewhere that you've never been. You've prayed for this, so it's time to take it. Choose yourself. Choose your path. Success is in your definition. I used to be the type of person that would always struggle with my own definition of success. I guess this is because my definition of success was always criticized by other people. It was always made fun of. Why do you want to be a YouTuber? What do you mean you want to start a podcast? What do you mean you want to write fiction novels? Why do you have these dreams? If you can relate to me, you can understand how painful that can be. You might have even internalized it like I did and started to deny yourself to be yourself and the path that you wanted to take and how you wanted to live your life. However, if you're also like me, I'm willing to bet you had a little bit of a rebellious spirit within you. You would work on things that you liked in secret or worked on it on your own time. And maybe you started to put things out there. Maybe you started to take action and say, yes, I'm going to do this. However, as soon as you would start, maybe the fear of being seen would be showing up. Maybe all of a sudden you start saying everything wrong. You might have closed things. You might have decided to quit something you really cared about. And maybe you started to cling to all the different reasons why your dreams wouldn't work and that you shouldn't bother. And you would do this as soon as you start to gain traction or you start to see things in your life changing exactly the way that you wanted them to. But I'm not letting you do this again. As someone who repeatedly denied being myself, as someone who repeatedly denied myself the path that I really wanted to take, let me tell you that you're actually not running away from anything. Every single time you choose something other than yourself, you're just putting yourself in a loop. And this is how the loop will go. Number one, you're going to be presented with an option. You have a choice to choose yourself or choose something else. Number two, you choose something else. You don't choose yourself. Number three, you run away. Number four, you start to feel relieved at first, but then it quickly turns to something that feels unsettling. It feels unaligned and you feel unfulfilled. And this is when you start to realize or start to feel like something is off. Number five, you get so uncomfortable that you have to address it again. And number six, you're presented with an option to choose yourself or choose something else. You're always going to go through the emotions. It might take longer to go through this loop. It might take shorter to go through this loop. But you will always go back to option number one, to choose yourself or to choose something else. And the only way to break this loop that will never end is to choose yourself. You have to choose yourself. You may be struggling with this decision because you're terrified of what will happen if you choose yourself. Will you lose control? Will you lose the approval of people that you care about or the people that are in your life? Will you even get what you're striving for? Is it even worth it? All these thoughts swirled within my mind as well. For the first time in my life, this year, I chose myself permanently. I finally broke the loop. I started this YouTube channel. I started my podcast. I started to accept my inner business nerd and my personality and what I cared about. I'm no longer here to not have any self-acceptance. I'm no longer here to not have any self-love. And let me tell you, in the beginning, it was terrifying. I thought about going back. I thought about secluding and isolating myself. However, for the first time, I said no. I want to live my life. I want to choose myself. Let me choose my own success. And let me tell you, I've never felt better. I know it is difficult, but you have to choose you. And when it's time to choose yourself over and over again, it becomes easier and easier. And you can start super small. Next time you go out to eat, you can say, "No, Marco, I want a waffle. I don't want a chocolate pancake." When you're choosing what to wear or what to buy when it comes to clothing, you can say, "No, Fatima, I want the sparkly hijab. I like sparkly headscarves." Your voice might be shaking. You might be shaking like I am right now. You might find the need to apologize or bargain with yourself or with others. You might choose to fight some battles and let other battles go. But don't mistake the tiniest steps for nothing. They're everything. It all adds up. I keep telling you guys that one of my main missions of this channel is to truly live and truly align and go after our dreams and going after my dreams as well. I'm truly dedicated for everyone to be living for themselves. But 2 to 3 years ago, guys, I was not at all. In fact, that long ago, I made a conscious decision to live for other people. Yes, it was a slow accumulation of things. It was a bunch of tiny steps that led me to where I am today. All the tears, setbacks, videos watched, the failed attempts to successful attempts all led me to where I am now. Never, ever, ever underestimate all the steps that you're taking. I'm telling you, for someone who's finally chose themselves, that it is worth it. To be honest, I am trying my best, and sometimes it does feel like a fight. But it is a fight worth fighting for, and I enjoy fighting it. So keep on going, and keep on trusting in yourself and the path that God put inside of your heart. If no one else gets it, if nobody understands it, know that I do, and I'm rooting for you. I'm praying for you, I'm wishing for the best for you, and please know that you're safe here. And this is Little Mint Bayinnah. So I wasn't expecting to be crying in this video. I never thought I'd be that person. I wrote this down this morning after staying up all night because I wrote like 4 to 6 different scripts and over 4 to 6 different topics for this video, but none of them was flowing and I couldn't get my words out. I wanted to talk about self-acceptance. I wanted to talk about living your best life and stuff like that, but nothing was flowing. But then after staying up all night and being sleep deprived, I still haven't slept, and it's like 7 a.m., which is really bad, 8 a.m. almost. Don't do this. It finally flowed. And I finally got out what I wanted to say. And I really hope that this reaches somebody that needs it, because Lord knows I needed it. But I promise it's more fun over here. I promise it's more fun over here. It's not all boo-hoo crying emotional stuff. But if you really enjoyed this video, if you really enjoyed this video, I would highly suggest you subscribe. And if you really, really enjoyed this video, then I would say, hey, you can check out the And We Continued newsletter. It's a dose of inspiration sent to your inbox. And, you know, I pour my heart into those as well. I do cry sometimes, but this time you can't see me because it's written, loophole. Yes, and if you're interested in the podcast, which is my documentation of my journey towards financial freedom as a business nerd, you can check out my podcast. It's, going to be in the description box below along with everything else. And also for people that have been in other videos, I did upgrade my note-taking system. Before we're using handwritten notes on an iPad, and honestly the only reason why I didn't do that this time was because my iPad, the battery is out, so I had to use this. And this is also better because I can actually read my handwriting. I can't read my handwriting sometimes, so that's why I guess this video took only 20 minutes to make instead of the usual hour. I'm gonna cry again. But I'm so excited for this next chapter of our lives because I know that so many of you are in this place as well. Let's continue choosing ourselves and let's just see the amazing things God does for us for trusting and putting our faith in Him. Again, this was Little Mint Bayinnah, and let's see where this goes.